Hello, everyone. My name is Cecile Holt. I'm a partner and private wealth advisor with Arjun Bridge Advisors. Welcome to our Espresso Shot. Our goal here is to bring you some thoughtful information about financial planning in just a few minutes, just in time for you to finish your shot of espresso. Our topic for the month is early retirement. I'm joined today by our very own Eric Ashburn. Eric is also a partner and private wealth advisor with Arjun Bridge Advisors. Our team approach allows for an added level of knowledge and experience, and Eric works with a lot of successful young entrepreneurs. And as it turns out, Eric is a young, successful entrepreneur himself. So I thought I'd ask him a very important question for entrepreneurs looking to retire as early as possible. So Eric, what is your most important advice for people, entrepreneurs, I should say, looking to retire early?
Well, thank you, Cecile. It's a very good question. I boil the advice down to a few things. I'll give, list. Some people love them, some people hate them, but I'll give 5 keys, I would say, that are pretty general across the board, things to follow if your goal is to retire early. At least what I see and our clients all have this in common. Number 1 is have a plan. I know that sounds generic coming from a financial plan.
Basic but important.
Nobody wakes up at 29 and says, I'm going to retire at 30 unless they win the lottery. Have not been any of our clients, even though I'm rooting for them. It hasn't happened. So you have to have a plan, like a retirement timeline. When do you want to do it? Are you planning to take a step back and do something else? Are you planning to quit and travel the world? All these things matter because then it influences income and expenses and the whole picture to know, is it sustainable? So having a timeline, having a plan, that's number 1. Number 2 is stay aggressive with your investments. You can't have both. Your investments have to match your goals. And if your goal is to retire early, I know you'll have uncertainty about the market. We all do, about the economy, especially in times like now, but you're on a limited time here for your investments to work for you before you have to start pulling from them. So staying aggressive is very key. And I'm not saying like your entire portfolio in one stock or biotech or that level of risk, but very calculated risk with a diversified portfolio, just to make sure you're heavily involved in the market and it's working for you for those very important years.
Shoot for growth.
Exactly. Number 3 is, I know everyone would love to do this, but maximize your income and avoid lifestyle creep. So
that's a big one.
So it means you might have to work more than the 40-hour weeks if necessary, because you're going to be working on a smaller time frame if you're retiring early. So working hard to maximize your income. And as you make more income, don't spend more. Be very disciplined with your budget and save as much as possible, maximize as much income as possible.
Put away any of those pay increases, right?
Exactly. That leads into my next point. It's similar. It's prioritize saving. So set a goal. If you're going to retire early, it should probably be close to 50% of your savings. For a normal retirement, the rule of thumb is closer to 10%, 10 to 20% you should be saving. If you're retiring early, it needs to be probably double that, or close to 50%, because it's just so many more years you won't be working and will need that money. Normally, I don't believe in rules of thumb, but I think a pretty good one is if you can figure out about how much you're going to be spending each year in retirement, you need to have 25 times that in savings. That's just how the math works. So for example, if you spend $100,000 a year, you need to have 2.5 million by the time you hit your early retirement date. That's number to go by. That number, the 25 times, has been sustainable through every period so far in history.
Interesting.
Guaranteed to continue, but that's numbers that have historically worked, is 25 times your savings. So that, I know that's a high number and it seems unachievable, but it doesn't happen in 1 year. It's the 50% savings every year for.
But if you follow this step you mentioned, it is doable. It just takes great discipline.
Right. It's not for everyone. It's people that make it their top priority and really committed to it. And the last, I would say the step that people pay the least attention to is planning for healthcare and taxes, because both of those things are expenses that will change drastically in retirement, especially for early retirees.
Right, because you don't have access to Medicare until age 65. So what do you do until then?
Right. And there are different strategies. We just need to talk about it and plan for it. Taxes are the same way. If you've done a great job of savings, but it's not in the best tax advantaged account, or you have less options in retirement because of the way you saved, that could lower your sustainability as well. And then also, these years while you're saving now is so important. We want to maximize your tax savings now because that will make a difference later.
Right. Okay. Well, thanks. All great and all super important. So thank you, Eric. I hope everybody found it helpful, and feel free to join us for more espresso shots on arjunbridgeadvisors.com.
Thank you. Feel free to reach out to me or Cecile or anyone on the team with any follow-up questions as well. Thank you.
Most definitely.